Google's updated their Chromebooks. You're gonna get excited.
TikTok wants you to pay them for the dumbest reason.
And Nvidia, this is probably what they wanted all along. And they've got a new king. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast this Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. As this video is going live, we are heading to New York City to go get ready for the Cannonball for the Cure charity stream, where you can help us cure my son's rare disease by raising money. We'll have a link to the giving page down below, and we have over $60,000 in PC prizes. I actually realized I've been underestimating it. It's actually over 70, but I didn't want to say that. I hadn't been including things like Linus's screwdrivers, and there was a few other sponsors that I wasn't calculating properly. So it's a lot, but also from our personal collection, we have things like this Corsair Hardline water cooling build that we're going to be giving away, or this Silverstone Sugo 16 Pink PC that we're going to be giving away, or this Chad PC that we're going to be giving away.
Chad PC!
And something beautiful like this Fractal Ridge, which has been custom arrayed with some of our merch that we are selling here for Cannonball for the Cure. So we have a lot to give away, but again, the whole point is that we're raising money to go towards treatment for my son's rare disease. So if you could join us tomorrow at 9 a.m., or if you want a pre-action for it, come join us on the pre-stream as we're driving to New York City. It would be much appreciated.
We'd love to have you there.
Kyler, come show us your work on the Sugo 16. I wanna highlight your skills for a second. So this thing's pink by itself, but Kyler actually came up with the idea of doing the little vinyl wrap in a cherry blossom type deal. So shout out to Kyler for it.
Gorgeous.
Great design, great implementation. And also shout out to Zach's Tech Turf, who showed us what we could do with a Cricket on his Starfield PC build.
I've been screwing around.
That's your replacement. Oh, but just like we're adding on to the Cannonball, Google is added on to the Chromebook. We now have Chromebook Plus. You ready for this? New Chromebooks that have AI and are evolved and have better specs. So this is one of the things that they're introducing. It's gonna have the Chromebook Plus badge. When you see it on there, you're gonna know that this thing is wicked fast.
The good one.
This is the spicy one, with them saying it's double the performance when ambiguously compared to the top selling Chromebooks from July to December of last year.
So which ones are those?
Yeah, exactly. So they're not saying this is the fastest Chromebook ever made, but when you average out what sold last year, this is double that.
Oh.
So very
Cool.
strangely, but that means it'll have minimum specifications as well as some different software things that it'll have. So a minimum Core i3 12th gen or Ryzen 3 7000 series, minimum 8 gigs of RAM, minimum 128 gigs of storage, 1080p IPS display, and a 1080p webcam with temporal noise reduction.
So those are the specs it has to hit.
That's correct. And it's also going to have some AI enhancements that we've come to expect in the Pixel phones. Every time I start to record hot news, my wife goes on a texting spree. She's the only person that can get through my do not disturb.
I like what you just did.
Oh, it was worse yesterday.
I can't turn it off, and it just keeps going, and it drains me from talking on hot news. So with the AI stuff, it has the AI-empowered Magic Eraser that we've come to expect on things like Pixel phone. It's now my phone too. And you'll get extra features via future updates, but one of the reasons why it has 128 gigs of storage is because it'll do file sync from your cloud workspace to make sure that you can work offline on your Chromebook Plus.
I like that.
It does seem like a good step up. These are all the ones that are going to be launching on October 8th. Again, minimum of $399 only applies to a few of them. A lot of them are more expensive, including the Chromebook Plus X360 from HP going for $699, but you get enhancements on the RAM, you get enhancements on the SSD, and a few other things. So it does seem like they're trying to make it so that minimum spec Chromebooks are better than they used to be, which I think is good for a lot of reasons.
It'll make a better user experience.
But in case you want to be on the opposite of a Chromebook, you should check out today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Falcon Northwest and their lineup of custom PCs that you should be considering for your next rig. Being the first company to build PCs specifically for gaming, they've had 3 decades to hone their craft into incredible statement pieces like this Tiki PC we have right here. That's longer than half of my employees have been alive. But this Tiki system has a PC case that you can't find anywhere on the market because Falcon Northwest purposely designed it in-house for maximum performance and fantastic thermal management. It has features like a 5-pound billet of solid aluminum to keep it planted on your desk and specs that are incredible in such a small form factor. Our particular model has a Ryzen 9 7950X3D, an RTX 4080, 64 gigs of DDR5 RAM, and a 2TB SSD. And as you can see, it's been arrayed in our own custom UFD and SYNGAP Research Fund Zebra print and our own nameplate on the inside. But the best part is, this isn't because we're special. Falcon Northwest goes out of their way to provide you with a high-end gaming rig that's catered, designed, and stylized to be not only what you need, but also what you want. And it's not limited to the small form factor Tiki. They have the frag box for portability, the Talon for versatility, and the rack for server lovers. So no matter your desires in the enthusiast and gaming scene, Falcon Northwest has a build that can be matched to it, like Cupid straight into your gaming heart. And their technical support and warranty are unmatched. All of their desktops have a 3-year warranty with a year of Falcon overnight service. That means if there's a problem with the hardware they can't fix over the phone, they cover overnight shipping both ways to get the PC back to them, fix it, and overnight it back to you. And to top it all off, they even send you some of their Falcon Fuel coffee so you can be ready for your next episode of breakfast on your new Falcon Northwest PC. So check out Falcon Northwest and their impeccable lineup of PCs at the link in the video description. You won't find anything else like it for your next rig. And as a little cherry on the Falcon Northwest sundae, they've provided this one-of-a-kind UFD PC as an incredible giveaway prize on our upcoming Cannonball for the Cure charity stream, where we'll be raising money to cure my son's rare disease. So if you want this piece of history, come join us for that on October 4th through 6th. Big thanks again to Falcon Northwest for sponsoring this video. Well, Reece, if we were on TikTok, somebody could pay to get rid of what we just did, showing them that ad, because TikTok has announced they have an ad-free $4.99 tier.
How does this work?
I don't exactly know. So it's gonna get rid of the ads that are in feed, which, correct me if I'm wrong, are like super not intrusive.
You're not stuck on them.
Yeah, so something like YouTube Premium, you have ads that you have to watch for a minimum of 5 seconds before you can skip them. Some of them are unskippable. YouTube Premium makes it so that you're not being interrupted before your content. But the interruption of TikTok is just like a flick of the thumb away.
Unless they stop allowing you to scroll past ads.
Oh, do you think they might start requiring a minimum? That would just get people to leave the app.
Very quickly.
I don't think that's a good move that they could potentially pull off, because as soon as I get stuck watching a video,
I'm gonna close the app.
I'm done. I'll move on to something else. So the plan is that it's gonna get rid of ads in feed, but one of the things it won't do is get rid of ads that influencers haven't disclosed are ads in their videos.
Yeah.
Like when we have ads here on Hot News, I tell you it's a video sponsor. It's clearly labeled. You'll see the thing pop up at the beginning of Hot News. Includes paid promotion. We include the word sponsor down below in the description. We clearly label everything. This new generation of influencers over on TikTok, speaking as some sort of boomer right now, they don't do that.
Yeah, I've noticed a couple of times.
I don't know. I don't see this making a whole lot of sense for very many people.
Weirdly enough, I don't get ads when I'm in South Africa.
Good.
Yeah, it's nice.
So
every time I come here to America, I just get flooded with ads on TikTok.
So you can spend $5 a month on TikTok, or you could just get a VPN and go to South Africa.
Do it.
That might be the better move. And it's better if we move to you because it's deals time.
It is deals time. I just checked. It's deals time.
I can't check my watch.
I'm letting you know.
Thank you.
Cool. And hey, deals! Welcome back to UFD Deals, everyone, bringing you the hottest tech deals out on the internet. And today we're starting off with EVGA's Supernova 1000G XE 80 Plus Gold power supply, which you can pick up for only $119.99, making it $80 off. And next up, we have something I call the popcorn machine, which is the Thermaltake Tower 500 vertical ATX case.
Kyler has the 100. He loves it.
I feel personally...
He's right, though. It does kind of look like a popcorn machine.
Yeah, mine looks like a 3D printer. It looks like popcorn.
You can pick this one up for only $140.99, making it $39 off. And then lastly, we have the Intel Core i5-12600KF. Using the promo code, you can pick this up for only $154.99, making it $67 off.
Not bad.
With that, the deals are done. You can find these and more linked in the video description down below. But until next time, man, you're back to bed for the rest of your hard because it's no longer deals time.
This might be the last deals you do in this office.
It's my last day tomorrow.
Well, Reece, I've got a deal for you. We just forget about Moore's Law, and you just accept it's
Already
Wang's
gone.
Law. It's Wang's Law now.
Cool.
Jensen's the king.
Would you say that Moore's Law is dead?
I would not say that. But Jensen has been saying that, and now NVIDIA has taken it upon themselves to put out a press release describing how Huang's Law is now the new thing, specifically talking about how Jensen has been known to talk about how Moore's Law is dead, and that his new law means that things are gonna go faster.
So he's been gunning for this for a while with all the
Yes.
Moore's Law is dead, like...
So they quote the fact that other entities have discussed Wang's Law before and named it after NVIDIA's founder and CEO, and then the label was popularized in a column in Wall Street Journal. But essentially, the way this differs from Moore's Law, as far as the most boiled level down, is that transistor density should double every 18 months to 2 years.
Yep.
That's the general vibe, is that transistors are going to double. And that has held true in a lot of different areas. Now, the more ethereal, metaphorical reasoning people have taken is performance is going to double every 2 years. And they've applied that across all technological spectrums, from hard drives, right? Like you get double the capacity for the same price, or SSDs, similar vibe, or even things like monitors. You get double the amount of specs for the same price that you used to every 2 years. But Wang's Law is not necessarily based on just the hardware. One of the things Jensen's been talking about a lot is the fact that they do a lot in software and AI, and so it's a synergy between hardware, software, and intelligence that makes the new law possible, which is that things are going to triple every 2 years instead of double. And of course, Jensen is the one it's named after, and of course NVIDIA's the one putting out a press release about it, because
Yep.
the chutzpah it takes.
I was trying to think of a good way to describe it.
To not only, while you're actively calling out every other company, while you're barely also kind of doing this and just now entering into a burgeoning space, decide to say, hey, this is my law now, and I'm gonna put a press release out about it, it's funny. It's a funny move.
I don't know,
I would prefer Wang's Law as the amount of plates that a Denny's server can stack on their arms halves for every arm they have.
Exactly.
That doesn't even make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
I just want it tied to something else. But even though Jensen wants to talk about how he's the trendsetter now, it is true, because now Steam's hardware survey has come out showing us that now we do have a definitive king of the GPUs, and that is going to be the RTX 3060, which has continued its surgence to the top of the charts, finally knocking down the GTX 1650, which has decreased in market share. There was this weird event that happened back in February.
I remember.
Where the 3060 skyrocketed and also some other things tanked.
Yeah.
It was a mess up on Valve's part, but this actually is more in line with, they have been growing effectively. Yes, it's a big jump on the 3060, but especially as more and more gamers are coming online, especially for things like Baldur's Gate, and even, getting just a mid-tier GPU works for that. It does appear like the 3060 is king for right now. And if you want to find an AMD GPU, you have to look at spot number 12.
All the way down there.
All the way down, because NVIDIA is taking up every other spot. And according to the Steam hardware survey, NVIDIA accounts for 77% of the GPU market share. AMD is 14.8 and Intel is 7.9.
Intel's actually growing faster than I thought.
Well, a lot of that's going to be the fact that it's integrated GPUs.
I didn't think about the integrated. I was thinking discrete at first.
Yeah, I don't see the pairing coming out that way, but NVIDIA is destroying everybody. And as much as in yesterday's episode of Hot News, we talked about the 5090 and people being like, oh no, it's going to cost a lot, and oh, you should be buying AMD. I'm one man. I can buy as many AMD cards as I want, and I can't shift the gigantic numbers. All right, Reece, let's respond to comments because we got to get going on the road. King's Tresilian saying, is anyone else genuinely hyped for what Battlemage will do for the GPU industry? They're targeting the 4080. Recent rumors say they haven't quite hit that, but even if they're 5 to 10% off the mark, that'll be settling at close to 4080 performance for like a third of the price if they keep the MSRP from Alchemist. As long as it's not a buggy mess like Arc was at launch, I think it will genuinely shake up the market. We all hype. We all want this. This is something that we're all anticipating and looking forward towards.
The whole thing is I'm holding on to hope in so many different places right now.
I don't think 4080 is where it's going to land. Maybe 4070, 4070 Ti, but hopefully, again, at that great price point is where I think Intel is going to be able to compete the best. I'm looking forward to it. Michael Martin coming in and saying, I actually plan on buying the 5090 this time around. I currently rock a 3080. I've been doing really well the past few years advancing my career, and my treat will be the 5090 at release. Congratulations on doing well.
Nice for you.
Yeah, very much looking forward to it. I know it's planned on coming out in 2025. I will impatiently wait. Hey, that's good.
As long as you're not chasing the new release cycle, you've actually got a plan ahead for this.
Nothing wrong with that, except for Angle is the best, Yuckin' is Yum, saying, lol, good luck with that. It'll probably start from a nice low price of $3,000.
Stop being so negative.
Come on, man. If a man wants to spend his disposable cash on something he enjoys, let him do it, even if you find it a waste. That doesn't mean that they do. I want to water cool my PlayStation for a water block that costs as much as the console.
Yeah.
Don't yuck my yum. Rolling Fury says, Brett, $400 is a lot of money. Also, Brett casually chucks $800 watch across the room.
It did happen.
In my defense, soft floor behind us. We're on carpet. If it can't survive a fall from here to the floor, the titanium and everything that Apple has hyped up about it should not exist. That thing is robust. I'm not chucking it because I'm like, screw this. I'm like, it'll survive.
It hit the glass.
Well, that was a mistake. And you know what would happen? Do you know what would happen? I would legitimately live with it being broken for a long time.
I do the same.
Yeah, I live with the consequences of my irresponsibility.
My Apple Watch is just not working.
Savant Apostle saying, use the dark mode when displaying web pages. It's so nice. I try as much as websites give me that option. I have also attempted in previous episodes of Hot News to use different Chrome extensions that force a dark mode, and it breaks things. It's unfortunately for a consistency experience, I can't enable it on every single web page, so we just have to live with the way
Some of them
that it is.
blinding you.
I'm sorry. I know. I prefer dark mode. You can see the YouTube comments right now are in dark mode because that's how I like to do it. I get it. Bo Ed Illard saying, we know there will be a ton of videos saying it will be 200% faster than the 4090. There will be a ton of videos saying it's the biggest increase in speed yet. There will be a ton of videos saying AMD will go out of business. There will be a ton of videos saying it'll come out sooner than it will. I think I've been on this ride about 8 times already. I agree. It's part of the fun. Right? Mm-hmm. Like looking forward to what's coming out. And I also want to make sure that what we're doing here at Hot News is not saying I have exclusive information that can't be verified anywhere else on the internet. We're pulling from sources that we've seen at least be mildly consistent over the time. I'm very clearly indicating that these are rumors and not guaranteed to necessarily be real. And just like this is a hurricane prediction model. That's the best analogy I have. This might be wrong. It might not come anywhere close to us, but at the same time, these are the starting indications we get when new stuff is coming out.
What if they call it the 4650 and drop one of those again?
Just call it something completely nonsensical?
Yeah.
Good on you, NVIDIA, do it. Jimmy saying, every time I hear about the Cannonball, I think of the old movie from 1981 with Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise. I feel like Brett and Reece are missing out on a massive opportunity to dress up like that pair from the movie on their Cannonball stream. I think Brett would rock Burt-style mustache and hat, and Reece would make the perfect Captain Chaos Lamau. I feel I'm the only one here who knows the movie, but if you read this, check it out. Very entertaining film with lots of cool old cars.
I want to Google Captain Chaos now.
Okay. I know exactly what he's talking about. You would rock a Captain
I would rock this.
Yeah. Captain Chaos would very much fit Reece. Here's the thing. I know about the Cannonball movie. The Cannonball movie is based on an actual race that took place, and it's a whole thing. And actually, there is a very good 50-minute YouTube video essay about the real story of the illegal straight race across America, released 7 months ago. Fantastic. If you want to know more about the Cannonball Run, go watch that. It is based off of that. It's not based off of the movie. It's based off of the Cannonball Run. But again, we're live streaming, not doing the illegal fast.
Yeah, that would be a little silly.
But also, the Burt Reynolds movie is not good.
No one would know who Captain Chaos is if I dressed up.
And also, if you watch this video, they explain why the movie is bad, even from a Cannonball side of things, where it just like went through production hell and made it so that what was released was not anybody's vision for the actual movie.
Yikes.
So it created a weird situation, but that's the I'm not dressing up as Burt Reynolds. I'm not insecure about my lack of facial hair at all. Saber Knight saying, I worry that Nvidia, seeing the sales of the GeForce division, will make the 5090 be the only card seeing a significant performance uplift for the following generation, with a 1.7K price tag to match.
We're getting a large range of theoretical price ranges here.
Well, also part of it is like, this is one of the things that I at least want to discuss, like with the 4070 coming in at $600. I believe firmly based on performance, it should come in at $500. But based on how they have historically priced things, the 2070 also costs $600. Do you know what happened in between the 2070 and the 4070 launch? Inflation. Inflation has happened, and yet the price remained the same. There was a weird 3070 down to $500. It created a situation. Its pricing hasn't gotten stupidly out of whack, except for the 4070 Ti and the 4080. Those are ridiculous. The 4080 went from $699 to 1,200 bones, and that doesn't make any sense. But the 4090 and the 3090, those were the Titan class card replacements. Those cards were between $1,200 and $1,500, and now that's where they are. It just, that's how it works. Is it reasonable? No. But guess what? The highest end GPU ever made was never meant to be reasonable. It was meant to be for the people who have stupidly obscene amounts of disposable income. And by the way, we have two 4090s that we're giving away on the Cannonball, courtesy of NVIDIA.
It's the whole sports car argument.
Exactly. Captain Jonathan saying, it is real annoying that every streaming service has to get exclusive rights to some partner content. We have to get every streaming service to watch one or two good shows. We should bundle them all together and call it something like a cable. Like when you put a whole bunch of wires together, you get a cable.
Streamable.
A streamable.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea, Reece. I like what you're saying. The Amazing Moose Man saying, yo, the idea of, okay. The idea of a water-cooled PS5 and a PC in one machine. I know there was something similar on Austin Evans' channel where it was a PS4 and PC collab with original PC. And honestly, that idea has always stuck with me. So that actually was this, the Big O.
Yeah, I remember this thing.
So this is a 1-of-1 PC. They didn't sell this, allegedly, according to this. It was exclusively built for unbox therapy and not for sale.
Wasn't it like Xbox, Switch, PlayStation, and a PC?
All put together, all hardline water cooled, all made for shipping, and then looks like it has like a small little capture card right there. This is a great idea. I like it. I also did a video that was very similar to this 7 years ago. Way worse, way more janky, but this was a proof of concept in South Africa of water cooling an Xbox One with a Skylake PC, and I believe it was a GTX 980 or 980 Ti. Worked together on this with a friend, and I like the way it came out, but now doing it with a PS5 officially with EK in a hardline PC, that could be the resurgence of this. I like it.
Round 2.
Ven's Roof Cat saying, I don't want to screwdriver, overpriced AF, oversized LTT asking you to finance their ego. There are many great guys, but this is turning into madness real time.
Real time.
Bro, we're giving the screwdrivers away for the Cannonball. They're not $69.99 or $59.99. They're free. You just have to show me a crossword puzzle and meet up with me. Also, we got the exclusive one of a kinds. And yes, these will be expensive because we're gonna make sure that you donate to the charity in order to win that. I think this is turning into madness real time.
Real time.
Real time. Shane Cutting saying, thanks. Now my alarm is set for the Cannonball. That won't be weird when it's announced to my entire household. Also, did you all want a cake to celebrate your California arrival? I was gonna bring cake if I can make it. Number one, you're welcome on the alarm. That was the whole point.
Just helping you out.
Exactly. No cake. We don't want cake. Don't bring us food. Like that's not a thing we're gonna want to accept. Also, at the end of a trip like that, the last thing we're gonna want is like just a bunch of crap in our systems. All that sugar.
I'm just gonna go sleep.
Yeah, we're gonna want to pass out, my friends. So no cake, thank you. But if you want a screwdriver, come on and see us. Bongi says, like your beanie, Reece. Shout out Shlane? Hlane. Sorry, sometimes it's weird. Eswatini, Swaziland.
One of my favorite places.
Is also Solomon Auto Group. Shout out. Now we got Mystics Even saying, I feel like Brett successfully killed the joke on Friday. I'm over the Deal Master thing now. And then Ryan Hillary saying, Lamau, Brett, you sent an alarm on my phone for the Cannonball Run for the cure.
You're welcome.
Yeah. See you there tomorrow, okay? come watch us right now as this video is ending, as we're streaming our drive over to New York City. We'd love to have you for the pre-event. But yeah, we want you for the Cannonball for the Cure. Alexa, set an alarm for tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern time so that I can watch Cannonball for the Cure on UFD Tech. But then also Siri didn't recognize it yesterday because it can't do it more than a day in advance. So here we go. Siri, set an alarm for 9 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow for the Cannonball for the Cure on UFD Tech.
Come hang out. Keep us company.
Also donate money to cure my son. That's what we're looking for.
We're gonna be driving across the country.
Again!
Again!
See you tomorrow on the road!